throw people off. Support an idea or cause that is actually contrary to your own sentiments but will help you achieve your goal. Use this tactic in the following manner. Hide your intentions not by closing up, with the risk of appearing secretive and making people suspicious, but by talking endlessly about your desires and goals, just not your real ones. You will kill three birds with one stone. You appear friendly, open, and trusting. You conceal your intentions, and you send your rivals on time-consuming wild goose chases. False sincerity. People easily mistake sincerity for honesty. Remember, their first instinct is to trust appearances, and since they value honesty and want to believe in the honesty of those around them, they will rarely doubt you or see through your act. Seeming to believe what you say gives your words great weight. Remember, the best deceivers do everything they can to cloak their roguish qualities. They cultivate an air of honesty in one area to disguise their dishonesty in others. Honesty is merely another decoy in their arsenal of weapons. Bland facial expression. Behind a bland, unreadable exterior, all sorts of mayhem can be planned without detection. This is a weapon that the most powerful men in history have learned to perfect. Noble gesture. People want to believe apparently noble gestures are genuine, for the belief is pleasant. They rarely notice how deceptive these gestures can be. Appearing to belong to a group. The tendency to mistake appearances for reality. The feeling that if someone seems to belong to your group, their belonging must be real. This habit makes the seamless blend a very effective front. The trick is simple. You simply blend in with those around you, and the better you blend in, the less suspicious you become. Remember, it takes patience and humility to dull your brilliant colors, to put on the mask of the unconspicuous. Do not despair at having to wear such a bland mask. It is often your unreadability that draws people to you and makes you appear a person of power. But how do people apply these ways to fool you? Simply dangle an object you seem to desire, a goal you seem to aim for in front of people's eyes, and they will take the appearance for reality. Once their eyes focus on the decoy, they will fail to notice what you're really up to. Politicians use this all the time. Our first historical example would be decoyed objects of desire and making a woman feel the Marquis or the Marquise de Sévigné.
When the officers came knocking, Karen could talk to them outside and close the door behind her.
France, Ninon de Leclerc, to instruct him on how to seduce a difficult young countess. Over a number of weeks, where the Marquise would...
Good afternoon, officers. How can I help you?
The chain lock works fine too.
Who is it? Police department.
This increased the jealousy of his interest in her.
Good afternoon, officers. How can I help you? Hi, ma'am. Do you mind if we come in for a moment? Do you have a warrant? What is this about? No, my name is Officer Smith. This is Officer Jones.
We're introducing ourselves to the tenant as part of a new home safety program. Mind if we come in?
No, thank you. I can't let you in without a warrant.
Again.
I can't let you in without a warrant.
That is your decision, ma'am. But this is just a public safety check. We're not here to get anyone in trouble.
I understand, but I need to see a warrant before letting you folks inside. Well, ma'am, you have my card if you need anything. Have a nice day. Take care.
Clerk.
If police come to your door and you don't need their help, you may simply decline to answer the door. Because you don't have to let them in unless they have a search warrant.
For the Austrians and talked about the madness of war. Many deputies changed their votes. Had Bismarck announced his real intent?
If I do not consent, when are police allowed to search my car? You mentioned probable cause. What does that mean?
Probable cause means police must have clear facts or evidence to believe you're involved in criminal activity. In other words, an officer's hunch without evidence of illegal activity is not enough to search or arrest you. But it doesn't take much. Most avoidable police searches happen not because police have probable cause. They happen because people get tricked or intimidated into consent.
So expired registration is a probable cause to search my car?
No, it's not. But you still gotta be careful. Courts are eager to uphold police searches, so something suspicious about you or your car could be considered probable cause. I'm not the kind of guy to tell you how you should express yourself. Expressing yourself is one thing, but exposing yourself to police by being a public nuisance is different.
Everybody knows who I'm with.
Rule number 6. Don't expose yourself.
Was gone, the road was unprotected and Marlborough could easily march into France. What else? Henry Kissinger. Negotiating table to tears.
Police detain and frisk you. You have the right to clearly state your refusal to consent to the search.
Glazed over.
Officer, I'm not resistant, but I do not consent to searches. But you should only verbally refuse, never physically resist. Never. Just touching a car could get you tased or beaten. You could also get charged with felony assault. Face forward.
Spies used appearing to belong to a group method during the Cold War of the 1950s and 60s as is undetected for years because they
Darren, do you see any ways you could have handled yourself better?
fit the old boy network perfectly.
Good evening, officer. How's it going? Did you know you were swerving between lanes? No, officer. Let me see your license and registration. Sure.
Please let me know.
My license. And my registration. Now, Darren, we've had some problems with gangs moving guns down this highway. Not packing any Tech 9s, are you? No, sir. I didn't think so. You don't mind if I take a look, do you? Officer, I know you're just doing your job. I don't have any guns or whatever, but I don't consent to searches.
Perfect. Rule number 3. You have the right to refuse searches. This comes directly from the 4th Amendment. For your 4th Amendment protections to legally apply, you must be prepared to clearly state your refusal under pressure. Everyone, repeat after me. I don't consent to searches.
Don't consent to searches.
The officers can't hear you, so say it again.
I don't consent to searches.
One more time.
I don't consent to searches. You a law student or something? So if I show that I know the rules, you might think I'm a law student. Maybe I got big legal connections.
Perhaps. But don't get carried away by saying stuff like,
I know my rights. Get out of my face. I'll sue you.
Never tell the officer you know your rights. Show the officer you know your rights by asserting them calmly.
You seem nervous. Is there anything in this car I need to know about? No, officer.
It feels uncomfortable, right? Stifling even. George Bernard Shaw once said, the worst that is the essence of
Unless you're detained or arrested, you may terminate the encounter at any time, but don't wait for the officer to dismiss you.
was how harmful
Simply ask if you're free to go.
Darren, those dogs are going to rip apart your car, and they're going to find what you're hiding. Like I said, what's it going to be? Officer, are you detaining me, or am I free to go?
Good. This line can help withdraw you from an encounter. Saying you want to leave establishes that the encounter is not voluntary. It can help you later if you end up in court. Let's practice that line. Everyone repeat after me. Are you detaining me, or am I free to go?
Are you detaining me, or am I free to go?
One more time. Are you detaining me, or am I free to go?
Alright. You want to play it like that? You want to bump it up to the next level? Fine. Stay right here. Don't go anywhere.
Asserting your rights won't make the police love you, but it might make them extra cautious about violating your rights.
According to Mr. treating people as less than human
Darren, this is a citation for excessive lane changing. We'll hear that as soon as possible. Thank you, officer.
as less human as well. Number 2, it emotionally manipulates the other person. Own understanding of reality.
The Fifth Amendment states that no person shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself, nor be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process.
Treatment is equivalent to gaslighting.
During a police encounter, the smartest way to take the bit is just to keep your mouth shut, because you always have the right to remain silent.
It denotes rejection. Feel like there's a good
We'll talk in a minute about how this works. In all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall enjoy the right to have the assistance of counsel for his defense. So if the police interrogate or arrest you, asking for a lawyer is a good way to assert your right to remain silent. Order up. That's right. Regardless of what you have seen on TV, police don't usually have to read you your rights, even if you're arrested. So it's up to you to make sure that you understand the law and make smart choices.
Criticize yourself? Are you apologizing for every little thing? The cold shoulder is a very active way of demeaning someone intentionally.
Since I'm crushing it, I know y'all something coaching for dumbbells.
I heard one.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I wouldn't see like that on the voice.
Oh, yeah, it's over here.
Cingulate cortex, a region that distinguishes levels of pain, becomes activated. As a result of
I chose Hazelnut Bay for graduate school due to the fact they have such dedication and passion for the industry.
it destroys relationships. Communication has been called the fuel that keeps the fire in your relationship burning. The silent treatment often denotes an inability to communicate and low emotional intelligence.
Lao Tzu says, those who flow as life flows, know they need no other force. Lao Tzu was an ancient Chinese philosopher and writer. He was known to be the founder of Taoism. He is also credited as the writer of Taoism's most sacred text, the Tao Te Ching. Taoism is a philosophy which teaches a life of ease, living in harmony with the Tao. The word Tao translates into path, method, principle, or way, and Taoist belief is based on the idea that the Tao is an organizing principle of the universe, a natural order that one can come to know by living in harmony with nature. Taoism suggests that life is like the course of a river, and most of us are clinging to the bank, afraid to let go, and risk being carried along by the current of the river. At a certain point, each of us must be willing to simply let go and trust the river to carry us along safely. At this point, we learn to go with the flow. Once we become accustomed to being in the flow of the river, we can begin to look ahead and guide our course onward. Thus, flow is about leading your life's course with minimal resistance. It is about allowing the course of your life to unfold whilst making conscious decisions about what's ahead of you. And in this video, we will talk about 6 ways to be in flow with your life from the wisdom of Lao Tzu. Number 1, let go of your ego. In the words of Lao Tzu, the ego is entranced by names and ideas. However, names and concepts only block your perception of this great oneness. Taoism teaches us that everything is connected and we are part of a greater whole. That we are much more than our job or our physical appearance. And only when we let go of this false identity given by the ego will we be able to live a fulfilling life. By linking our identity to what we do professionally or the job title.
Draw misfortune on themselves. They will also draw it on you. Associate with the happy and fortunate instead. The infector possesses an inward instability that radiates outward, drawing disaster to all that they touch. Mary Gilbert, aka Lola Montez of Ireland, was one such person. Lola found herself in the role of a courtesan, prostitute of the royal court. In today's society, Lola would be considered a gold digger. She only sought out men with high social standing in the community that she could use for her own gain. Once she would have her
Hey, research!
one of her victims was King Ludwig of Bavaria, who felt compelled to help Lola. Yet once he was warned of the dangers of his affair with her, he could not seem to resist Lola's aura and almost found his once peaceful country in a state of civil war. It was not until then that the king finally ordered Lola to leave, but a month after she left, King Ludwig was forced to relinquish his throne. There are many men who suffered because of their association with Lola Montez. King Ludwig said that he was bewitched by Lola. Lola was an unstable, incurable, and infectious character type. This is not to say that these characteristics are only restricted to women. This is to say that there are some people whose emotions are so powerful that they